Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Cult Film Review. I am your host, Cody Everett, and this week we are talking about The Wraith. It happened in 1986 when a boy was killed in the desert. Then he came back as Charlie Sheen. Pretty sick. Let's start the show.
Your Hollywood system stole our sex and co-opted our violence, so there's nothing left for our kinds of movies.
I did not hit her. It's not true.
Klopex? Klopex. Klopex.
Up yours, baby.
Me and Bubba, my little brother, listen to you every night.
Where in the hell are we?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
All right, guys, so we're talking about The Wraith from 1986. Okay, so if you don't know what it's about, I hate to say it, but it's about young love.
No reactions on that one.
No, I think
No.
it's kind of accurate.
It is. It's accurate. It's
is
about
accurate.
young love.
So basically what it's about is this mysterious guy, Jake, shows up into town and he fights the local gang basically as a spiritual racer because he was a kid that was killed by this gang, and he comes back as a different kid.
It's kind of like The Crow.
Kind of like The Crow.
I feel like this was like an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark or something like that. Like, I want to say there was some show or movie that I remember seeing, like, it was like, I was a drag race man, and I lost, and I fell off the cliff, but now I'm back,
Right.
and I'm a ghost drag racer now.
Ghost drag racer,
and
yeah.
all I want is my girl back.
But he wasn't like a drag racer. He was just sleeping with Carrie, and Packer was jealous.
he
So he
was.
killed him.
Yeah.
Stabbed him
basically.
right in the back.
I couldn't figure out if Packard if they were like if he thought she was his girl prior to that scene, or if that because of that he made her his girl.
I think he was trying to get rid of him so he could move in and
Yeah,
be with her.
That's pretty. I think that's
Unsuccessfully, by the way, too.
Well,
I don't understand.
Not really
Well,
unsuccessfully.
successfully for a while.
Until
I mean, he
Charlie
didn't-
Sheen showed up on a dirt bike.
He
Yeah, but
says
she-
straight up, like,
she never had-
you'll
she
never
That
never-
Top Gun intro.
She never had sex with him though.
No,
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
but
That
still.
intro is.
He's
sick.
like, you will
They
It's like
made
Top
out
Gun.
one
It's pulled
day.
right from Top Gun, man.
He's just riding in on that motorcycle,
Yeah.
shirt open,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's like shot for
waving
shot.
in the wind,
Yeah.
just ready to go,
Yeah.
ready to pick up any chick.
A wild thing coming into town. This is a precursor
Yeah.
to
How do you?
To
how come-
what?
Major League.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
had that spiritual vibe that Major League has, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, not
That's
at
actually how this movie ends. They drive off, and he gets to get
Do you
the
think
majors.
spiritual or supernatural?
Supernatural.
Yeah, it's not really
Supernatural.
spiritual. It's just like, yeah, like what you said, he kind of comes back as a ghost. What you could assume like a ghost warrior. And he goes after and avenges his own death and basically tries to save his ex-girlfriend.
Did he like have to steal this body from this? Like, where did he come up with Charlie Sheen's?
Maybe
Body.
That
I
was
was
bizarre.
guessing it was just like another dead body that
He was
took.
he was light. Number one, like he would
What?
manifest as light.
No, but to his point, where did he get the
'cause
design for this
he makes
body
a
from?
point to say like this is like the only
This is
one.
the
I
best
could do.
one I can get.
Yeah,
That's
which was
close.
not bad. It was Charlie Sheen
Well, he
in the
says the
1980s.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you could do worse.
Maybe that's exactly what it was. Maybe they were like, we got to get Charlie Sheen in this movie, so let's put him in this, like, let's use him instead of whoever's underneath the gear.
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe
Whoever's
maybe
out
it was
Yeah.
actually Charlie Sheen. Did
No.
Charlie Sheen have an absence of like
No,
a loss of time during the 80s when he was like
Maybe.
I
when
don't
he was
think-
drag racing?
No, because whoever was under the get up was like a 12-year-old. They were like super skinny.
What do you mean?
No,
They
what do you
looked
mean a
tiny.
12-year-old?
They looked tiny.
Yeah, it looked like a small person.
It looked like a small kid.
but that car was
get-up.
really small too, so maybe they needed a small
Yeah.
person.
I
Maybe
did
it was
not
like a
get that
jockey.
at all.
Get it all.
It
Yeah.
was like a jockey
I don't know.
size.
I did
person.
notice that he seemed small.
He did seem small.
Yeah.
Charlie
He
Sheen.
he seemed tall.
They
He
shot him
seemed
at
taller
angles.
than
You-
fucking Charlie Sheen.
You fell for the angles.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, you fell for the angles.
It's great cinematography right
Yeah,
there.
that's what it
You
was.
didn't even know what happened to you.
The old angle.
Yeah, because he was like
Move.
3 feet. He was like
Fucking
3.
hell.
He was like 3 feet tall.
Not even close. What the fuck are you talking about? He was at 3 feet
Let's
tall.
get off the height thing. Who cares how tall he was? He looked small.
He looked thin.
He was very
guess.
thin.
This is such a weird
It
conversation.
is such a weird conversation.
All
It
that
has
will be
nothing
cut
to
out.
do with the question I asked as to where he got the body from.
So to your point, are you saying that he just robbed a grave for this body?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What did he mean by that line?
Yeah, he had to find another body
no,
to use.
He said this is the closest I could get to like looking like Jamie. I don't know he didn't say like I needed another.
You know what would have been funny
body.
if she was just like, "You mean I'm not gonna fuck Charlie Sheen? You're not Charlie Sheen? No."
I'm not. I don't know. I don't think Charlie Sheen's that fucking awesome. Like, I think he can be awesome, but I don't think in this role he was that awesome.
You don't remember.
You don't remember
the 80s.
Yeah.
You don't remember.
I don't remember.
This is not
the
Hot
80s.
Shots Part 2. Okay, this
Yeah.
is before.
yeah,
This is Platoon.
Chris, you forget
What-
that
what-
Mike's had a lifelong subscription to Tiger Beat since '81.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're
still a
saying
strong
is-
subscriber. They give it to me for free now.
So what you're saying is I'm wrong because you love Charlie Sheen.
No, I don't care about
Okay.
Charlie Sheen. I
So
could give a shit.
one thing that we forgot to mention is that this is a fan pick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we should have
shit.
said that.
Sorry, dude.
Is Ryan McDermott.
Ryan
on Facebook.
McDermott on Facebook.
'Kay.
He suggested this movie. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yes, thank you.
Ryan's been a long time listener though, from the
Day
very
one.
start. He's been listening. He's listened to episode 1 through what is this 56?
I don't know what number we're on anymore.
I don't know. Who cares? 50 something.
50 something.
So
Yeah.
so we're finally getting to Ryan's pick, and I don't know. I just want to throw it out overall, guys. We don't have to give our ratings, but are we feeling positive about the movie?
I feel positive.
I dug the movie.
I dug it as well.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
The tables just
we'll
turned
We'll
on
walk
you.
through this. We'll walk through this.
Here, we'll walk your score up a
'Kay,
little
so-
bit for you.
Sure.
We'll hold your hand and get your score up.
Cody, nobody really asked you questions. So what were some things that you really liked in this?
Okay, the number one thing that you have to give a shout out, number one above anything else, is the soundtrack.
Damn straight.
Hell yeah.
I was so confused to how they got all of those songs in this one movie.
too.
I feel like they were trying to use it as like a crutch to make this movie slightly better.
It worked.
I mean, it's a movie. It's a movie that's like focused around drag racing. I mean, you got to have some pumping music during those scenes. Otherwise, that's a pretty boring scene to watch. Just two cars weaving. Like, you got to have some like high energy music.
Yeah, but they got
and
some
they, like,
great
pulled,
music.
That's
pulled
what-
some of the best from the '80s.
And nothing says high energy like Robert Palmer's Addicted to Love.
or Ozzy Osbourne.
Or Robert Palmer.
See, I do think it is cool that they used this like array of music, but at the same time, it felt like it stood out to me like a sore thumb. Like I was like, this film does not feel like it deserves this music.
See,
I feel like they got it somehow.
They
through
got
the
it
back
because
door.
of that fucking car.
Is that what it was?
That car was like a big deal.
Okay.
It was. Yeah,
Mhm.
no.
That car's like
What's
a
the
big
history
deal.
on this thing?
It's they got
Plymouth
a
made
ton.
like one or two.
They made one, and it
It's
cost
not
like 1.5
a
million.
million to make.
Yeah.
It was built by three companies together. It was Plymouth or Chrysler, Dodge, and some other company.
PPG.
There you go.
Do you think they like got the car first and then they just wrote the script and made the movie
Yeah, I
around
think this
the
is a
car?
big commercial now that I think about it.
I'm dead serious
for
about
a car
this
that's
too.
never seen the light of day except for
wanted it
this
to,
movie.
though.
I mean, that's a big
Yeah,
deal.
but this was their big. They're like,
No,
fuck,
I
fuck
think-
commercials. We're making a movie about our
I
product.
think they wrote the script and they're like, this is solid. The car has to be badass. And so they took
Plymouth's
like a
like,
huge
all
chunk
right.
of their budget and like, let's just get a fucking cool car.
Yeah, because they really don't put it into sets. It's desert, a hot dog stand, and that's it.
It's it.
Yeah.
And a
The-
quarry.
The,
and a
the
quarry.
quarry in the front
Quarry.
of her house.
Yeah.
and beautiful Arizona
I'm sorry.
landscapes.
The gang shop where the outside of it is a barn and the inside is some kind of high tech
Garage.
garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very Fast and Furious 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very Fast and Furious.
I'll tell you one thing I did love about this movie.
What's that?
That pretty much the entire thing was shot in Tucson, Arizona.
It sure was.
And like I didn't look that up before I saw this movie, but no, like as I was watching it, I was like, this terrain looks so familiar. And then as it's like weaving through mountains, I'm like, I've only seen mountains like that in Arizona. And then after doing research, I'm like, oh, this whole thing was shot here.
Does it make you want to go get in your super fast car and drive down those roads?
Well, it
Chris?
did make me think like, where else could you get away with blowing up so much shit, but out in the desert? You know what I mean? Like this movie had tons of explosions and like you don't see
over
this-
the top explosions
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah.
like
So
Jesus.
good. I think-
Whoever was like rigging pyro, like fucking, they just went all out.
What was this car made out of? Was it made out of
Future.
It's like fiberglass. It's like a fiberglass
It's
shell.
made of future.
It's made of Future.
Because he uses the same trick every time. He just gets ahead of them and then just turns sideways
and lets them
and then
crash
lets them
into
crash into him. They
Yeah.
blow up.
Yep.
It's a trick that they don't really catch on to.
Well, how can they
Well,
catch
how
on
can
to
they
it?
pass
Because
on
the
the-
only person who saw the trick is dead.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
But only his eyes are missing.
Yeah, what was the symbolism behind the bodies being whole and the eyes missing? What was the
I was
symbolism?
I have
on
no
that?
idea.
I don't think
I
I
cannot-
think this far.
Could not figure the fuck out of that. And I could not figure out why his little braces
Yeah, what was with
kept
the,
on disappearing
like,
as he killed members of the gang.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
Never explained.
Yeah, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Weird.
Getting
That is
stronger.
so weird.
Is that what it is? Getting
don't know.
stronger?
You're breaking off your handicap. I don't
Oh,
know.
there it is. Breaking,
Like
off your
Breaking
handicap.
off your handicap.
There you go.
It's weird.
Like, because the original character Jamie, like in the few scenes we saw of him, he wasn't
fine.
he wasn't
Yeah.
handicapped or he didn't have crutches.
he didn't
or
have
braces
polio or
anything.
anything. Like,
Yeah,
what was
like
going
I don't
on
know
there?
why he had like all these things would appear, these wrecks, and then vanish.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's just like misplaced like metaphor or something. You
I-
know, it's like,
Not fully fleshed out.
yeah,
so
they
it's
didn't
like,
quite figure out what they were trying to say with that one, but
no, this is gonna be really good. Just trust
deep.
me.
The other thing that I'm big on was the characters.
you are big on them.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I'm gonna get some argument from Mike on this one.
The villains.
The villains are fantastic.
I wouldn't say anything much about the heroes.
The villains are awesome 80s villains. Like
Yeah.
Packard's like the total 80s douche, but
Yep.
he's like a psycho at the same time, which makes it even better
Yeah,
because he's crazy when he grabs that knife and he's bleeding and stuff.
I
Yeah.
feel like he was miscast.
As far as the guy who's playing him,
The guy who's playing.
Seemed
Nick,
too old.
He seemed like he was in his 30s.
Yeah.
He like
that's every 80s movie bad guy. That was so perfect.
yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
you're absolutely right on that. It just kind of takes me out of the film because then it's like I'm like looking at like
That's the
I'm
thing that
looking at-
takes you out.
yeah, I'm very good at suspending disbelief, and
Except when it comes to age. I'm all right with a ghost
this is the same argument.
drag
This is the same
racer
argument.
spaceman.
It's like an unconscious realization when you watch the movie. You're like, that
Why-
guy's older than the rest.
Why
of
is that
them.
guy so old as fuck?
know, I
And
feel like-
why is he like trying to like kidnap this like 18-year-old girl? Like,
I
it
feel like
seems
Nick
strange.
Cassavetes has always looked like that, though. He's got like face tattoos now.
He
and-
looked like he had looked really out of shape. Is the problem to me?
He did?
Yeah,
What?
he looked like he had
Looking
like
good.
he looked like he had a beer gut. Like honestly,
I didn't get
I
that.
didn't
Go
get
back
that
and
at
watch
all.
it.
I
Go
didn't
back
get
and
it
watch
either.
it.
I'll
Yeah,
go
I
back
don't
and
know.
watch it. I'll go back and watch it. I didn't
Dude's like
notice the beer gut.
walking around in a wife beater the whole movie. He doesn't have a.
I was
beer
wondering
gut.
why I was relating to him so much. He's an everyman. He's an
Dude's got
everyday
killer
man.
dad bod.
Yeah, he loves fast cars.
I
you
thought
know?
Dad bought a few times. I was like, he does.
No, I really like them. I really like him as the villain. What's it? What's the two crazy ones?
Oh, Skank and Gutter
Skank and
Boy.
Gutter Boy.
They're
Yeah.
great.
Fucking love them.
Yeah.
Rughead's good. Clint Howard's
Yeah,
awesome.
Clint Howard's awesome.
Fucking love Clint Howard in this movie.
He's awesome. Fucking Randy Quaid.
Randy
Oh,
Quaid is
yeah.
fantastic.
Randy Quaid is great.
This is like serious acting.
As the
Randy
cop,
Quaid,
he's
and it's
fantastic.
Good. He's really good.
Oh man.
Carrie's awesome.
No.
You think
She's
he was
just,
really
what? What do you
good?
mean?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he
I
was.
don't think he was really.
No.
Randy Quaid got
Here's
better
the
as
thing
the
that
movie went
boggles
on.
my mind. I don't
liked
understand
him. Don't get me wrong.
Hold on.
how
Hold on, there's
Sorry,
conversations
sorry.
happening.
the heroes to me are horrible in this. Like their acting is bad. Like first of all, Charlie Sheen's barely in this film.
yeah, he's not
Yeah,
really.
they can't
the
afford
hero.
him.
Not
He's not the hero.
They can't afford him.
He's
He-
not. He's not the
isn't?
hero. The guy who's the hero is the guy that's in the suit. Like whoever's playing that is the hero.
Yeah.
He's just like he's
The
just
bonus.
The bonus character. He's basically the
but
heartthrob.
he is the guy in the suit. He
Yeah,
transforms into
he
him.
is the guy
You
in the
don't
suit,
see
but you
him.
don't actually see him in the suit because so it's hard to say that.
No, I
he's
understand
the
that,
hero
but it's so
because
weird.
as Charlie Sheen, he really doesn't do anything very heroic.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, he kind of has that motorcycle ride, and then
he's just
Skank
trying-
and Gutter Boy are trying to chase
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, he's just trying not to get run over, but he's not like
Right.
He's not doing what the Wraith is doing basically in the film.
Yeah, but
Like,
he
'cause
is,
You
'cause
don't
he is the
see
Wraith.
him. Yeah, but you don't see him.
That's
in
what I'm
it.
trying to figure. Yeah,
Like if they had at least had one scene where like the helmet like lifted up and it was Charlie Sheen's face and they're not
They can't
Jamie or
afford
this
that.
strange
wasn't he
person.
burst into like a thing of light, and then he turns into Charlie Sheen? He's just like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that at
doing
the end he
stuff.
does.
That's at the
yeah.
very end.
Yeah,
After all of
the big
all
reveal
of the
that if
shit
you
is
didn't
done,
get right at the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
there was something wrong with you. That's another thing I got to say about this film. You know right from the beginning that's who it
the
is.
second he's driving into town,
Yeah.
it's like, oh well, that's the that's
Hey, a mysterious
that's the
stranger
Wraith.
showed up. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I don't think there's supposed to be any question to that though.
Yeah.
no, I know, but I just like how it's funny to me that they make it like it's a big reveal. Like,
Yeah,
it was in
at
the
the
whole
end where
time,
he
and it's
like
really?
turns into himself. It's like, oh, it's like this big to do, and it's like,
like
yeah, we already
assumed
fucking knew that.
We
But
assumed it.
Going
Yeah.
back to the heroes thing, I thought that Sherilyn Fenn and Charlie Sheen looked like they were just reading off a cue card the whole
Agreed.
time.
Agreed.
And the villains are all big and boisterous and like big characters and like they just make the film. They make the film entertaining.
Oh, I agree.
absolutely.
Yeah, the
They're
heroes
best
in
part.
this film are just nothing. Maybe the brother is.
I like Billy.
I do like
him.
Billy,
too.
He had a nice range of like emotion and character development he went through, and he kind of he stood up. He stood up.
He's
to
really
them.
serious
I
about
liked him.
hamburgers. Very
Yeah.
serious about
Yeah,
hamburgers.
you know what? He takes his job seriously, Mike.
Yeah, he does.
Jake.
It's called work ethic.
Jake.
Jamie. Well, instead of actually putting that clip in, I'll just play that over.
Leave that in there. Just leave that in there. All right, guys, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about the Wraith.
Hey, Ruck, how we doing on the digital radio killer?
Hits, man. It's totally functional.
Yeah, what about the injection plant?
Oh, it's ready.
It's ready?
Sure, I told you, man. It'll blow away anything this side of the Mississippi.
Good. Now all we have to do is fit it in the vet.
Fit this thing in a go-kart. What are you worried about?
All right, guys, and we're back, and we're talking about the Wraith, thanks to our fan pick from
Ryan McDermott on Facebook.
Ryan McDermott on Facebook.
Thanks for taking the effort to learn the name of one of our fans.
It's horrible.
What a dick.
Thank
Okay.
you, Ryan.
I think I did that earlier too.
No, we have. Listen, we have fun here.
We're having fun.
We're having fun. So one of the things I want to talk about in this movie also is the cinematography. We got some cool car chase stuff going on.
Yeah, totally.
I think for the budget that they had, it's pretty damn impressive, some of the stuff that they
is.
did. I mean,
people died making these
Yeah.
shots.
that's crazy.
Like, was a
Oh,
stuntman,
yeah.
like when a car flipped over.
No, he was
and,
like, I thought he was like an assistant camera, wasn't
No,
he?
he was-
I don't know,
I think-
something.
What I read was it had something to do with they weighed the front of. I think they put a camera on one of the cars and it was way too heavy,
Yeah,
and it ended up like
flipping it
flipping
somehow.
the car or
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, when
and
you're
that
going
guy
around
passed
turns
away.
that fast, shit, dude, they were actually driving pretty damn fast around those corners. I was like, this looks dangerous,
Yeah,
Oh, it definitely was.
which is cool. I think that adds to the production value. of the
absolutely,
film.
absolutely. There's not a lot of car movies are like shit sped up and stuff. Not many movies are at speed anymore.
But just like mounting it to the hood and like going through all those shots, it was like very roller coastery.
yeah, definitely.
I also really enjoyed the shot of the trailer truck that was pulling all the cars exploding, all the cars on top exploding and like
Yeah.
flipping over. I thought that was badass.
That was
as hell.
such a good, so awesome. And I kept thinking, like, is that truck still driving? Like, you didn't notice that this happened, or
Oddly enough, too, I really like the way that the quarry stuff was shot when they're just hanging out by the quarry swimming and stuff
Oh,
like
right,
that.
yeah.
The swimming hole.
Yeah,
Swimming hole?
the old swimming hole, the old Arizona swimming hole.
Yeah, for the limited locations, they fucking did a good job. Like, I think even like what you were saying, like the garage.
Yeah, and the shotgun shots blowing him up, all the cars. That was pretty cool.
Although there was a point where I was like, why is he just shooting all the other stuff? Like, why isn't he shooting any of the people?
Yeah, I thought that too. Clint,
Sending a message, Chris. He's sending a
That's
message.
what I chalked it up to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Clint Howard's hair is pretty awesome.
Very Eraserhead.
Oh,
shit.
Cousins.
What?
I don't know.
You had to make that weird.
What?
I don't even know what just happened
people
right
love
now.
it.
That was the strangest thing that's ever happened on this podcast.
There you go.
What's your biggest qualm with the movie? The script?
Yeah, probably like I don't really understand. A lot of the dialogue seems strange. I mean, there were some good lines, but it was all those weird, like, you know, those like weird Southern parables, like those like a chicken in a hen house with a cock. You know, like it was all like
With a what?
you know what I'm talking about?
what you
Like
mean.
you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? That was all weird.
That was like all of pretty much
I'm fried
Randy,
like a turkey on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, some stuff like
all
that.
of Randy
Chicken
Quaid's
shit.
lines were just like one-liners or
They all were like that,
like
and those
that
were
shit,
like the
though.
best lines in the movie. Everything else seemed. It's like they didn't even have a script. It's just like they just wrote.
It is the
They're
weirdest.
writing it on the spot.
don't
It's an
know.
odd idea. This is a weird idea.
That's not the weirdest of ideas.
No, it's not the
everybody's
weirdest of
ever had,
ideas, but it's a fucking weird idea. Like, okay, so like, this guy gets killed by this gang
I
that
feel
races
like this
cars.
is like an old story though. This has to be like an old like
I
fairy
think it is. I
tale.
think
Yeah.
it's
from,
like urban legend or something.
yeah, where the guy comes, back in a Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe
Again,
it's a Dodge in this,
It's
but
a
maybe it's something else.
very
before.
similar story as The Crow, like in the sense that it's like basically a ghost coming back to avenge his death and save his loved one. Like,
Yeah, but
that's-
it's just
Yeah.
so it's a weird setting. Can we everyone agree on that? Where it's
Very
like
weird
surrounded
saying
about
nothing
cars.
takes place at night,
Yeah.
which is strange. You normally
Except the first
cheaper.
chase and a bunch of other scenes take place at night.
do they really? Everything seems like it takes place during
The
the
whole
day.
motorcycle chase was at night. The graveyard scene was at night. The
Which
first
motorcycle
chase? In the
chase?
movie-
The graveyard.
Which motorcycle chase?
The first the motorcycle chase where he's getting chased on a motorcycle with Carrie on his back by.
No, that's during the day. I'm pretty sure.
No, that's at night.
I don't know.
That's totally at night because the next scene is in the graveyard, also at night.
Yeah.
They crashed through some graveyard.
Yeah, that was
At
the same
night.
scene
I
basically.
thought that was during
right?
the day.
Yeah.
Everything just seemed like it was during the day. Then
A lot of desert. That's what the desert does to you.
There were so many night scenes.
You know what? I just didn't buy night in this film.
Lot of
I didn't
big-
buy darkness.
There's some Big K scenes at night, right? Was it? Wait, Big K was what was the name of that burger place?
That burger place, there was night scenes there.
Yeah, tons.
The
And that was a
the
set,
last
by the
scene in the
way.
movie. The movie ends at night. Movie starts at night.
Yeah.
I love that. I love those scenes there.
Yeah, it looks cool, huh?
Come up with
Yeah.
something better, Mike. I'll,
It does
I'll
look
shoot
like
it
it looks
down.
like it takes
What's
place on a
that?
stage to
I could-
me.
I could
like
think
when
of
I
a
looked
lot
at
of
it, I was like,
things.
this looks like a stage. Sorry.
No, you're
No,
good.
it's okay. You
Oh,
were
okay.
good. You were good. There
No.
was a stage. They built that burger place thing.
On a stage.
Yeah,
It
that
looked
was
like it.
I read that they built that whole set.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was cool though. But it looked good. It gave the movie a
The
really
interiors
unique look.
or the exteriors?
Exterior.
I don't know which one. They just had the set.
I did think that was strange. That establishing shot with like the fog behind it looked very looked. How about the whole intro of this movie? I feel like that whole intro was animated.
The whole thing. Well, the road.
Like when
Yeah.
when the
like a
lights
miniature?
shooting around and going through. No, like drawn, like
Oh.
like cartoon animated.
Oh, the lights.
Like the light,
yeah, for
like
sure.
blasting through stuff and like and going down the roads. Like even the actual, I'm saying the actual exterior shots themselves had a very cartoon
You think
feel
they?
to
You
it.
think they Roger Rabbited it?
That's kind of how it felt. It had that Roger Rabbit vibe.
Maybe.
I feel
don't
like this
know.
would make more sense as a 90s cartoon.
The Wraith.
Rave.
I
The
can see
Rave?
that.
Rave. Yeah. No,
I can
that
see
makes
that.
sense.
I want to see the plague. I want to see that come out because that's what this reminded me of. I was like, if they made a plague movie, remember from Hobo with a Shotgun, your favorite
Yeah.
movie?
The movie
Yeah.
Cody hates.
It could have this kind of vibe to it.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Sorry,
I don't know. I'm agreeing with you.
just a random thought there.
No, this is like this has got the hardest. This is one of the hardest 80s movies I think we've reviewed as far as like 80s.
It's
like,
a tough
feel.
one because it has a lot of feel of the 80s.
yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know how to describe it. It just doesn't feel. It's like it's not put together in any way. I feel like it feels like a Jackson Pollock painting of 80s shit. You know what I mean?
It feels
he's
like
just like red, blue, and he's just like throwing it at a canvas, and he's just like, "This looks cool." Charlie Sheen,
Yeah.
titties,
Mhm.
you know, like bad guys with big characters, like Robert Palmer. Like I just feel like that's what they did. It could be a beautiful crescendo of stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't made this decision yet.
Okay.
I think it is a beautiful crescendo of Charlie Sheen, who's barely in it. No, it's all about the car. Really, that car is cool as hell.
It is very cool.
It is a fucking cool.
Yeah, this is
looking
a car movie for sure.
I liked his outfit. I thought his outfit looked
Which,
cool.
it's a car. It's weird. It's
about-
like a car trauma movie
Mm-hmm.
in a way, but not so far trauma.
They don't go. Yeah, they just don't go far enough.
I
Like
did-
the
I-
villains, kind of.
I did like his shotgun that had the lights on it. They did the little little blinking light treatment on his shotgun.
Yeah.
Thought that was an interesting use of money from the set.
I feel like the costume designer got like the wrong memo also on
Yeah.
that. Where they're like, okay, so it's like a ghost, and he got like, okay, so it's like an alien, and he's like, oh, so it's with lights,
No,
Like
And-
like a handicap.
but I feel like they're trying to showcase
this
like
wrong?
new technology, and that he's like looks very like he
why-
matches his car. Let's just
Why-
put it that
Absolutely,
way.
yeah.
yeah, but I'm saying like, why does a ghost look like he has like an alien car and alien technology
Future.
in the future?
He's a
It is.
future
Yeah,
ghost.
they
It's a
don't.
future
See,
ghost.
this is the problems that I have. They don't explain how he got any of this stuff. Really, like he gives it to the kid, like it's a one of a kind car. There you go, kid.
Yeah,
was
it's
it a
some
ghost
special
car? Is he
stuff.
Ghost Rider? Because it felt like he was Ghost Rider.
Well, you know what though, with the whole thing with the the way the car looks and the fact that it's solid black. I mean, this is kind of like an old theme because there's plenty of films from the 70s where it dealt with a spiritual vehicle and it's always all black. Usually in the other films there's like the car is like a demon or the devil or something. Like there's a Lance Hendrickson short that's part of a series of horror films. I remember correctly, where he's being chased by a black car. There's the car.
Right, but did they
What's a black car?
explain
About Christine. Is
why
that
the car
black?
was like that?
No, that's
No.
red.
Oh yeah.
Did they explain why that was the case?
Because
why it's a future-
black is evil?
Yeah, wait, hold
No,
on.
Go on.
Because he's not evil.
But he's like an entity, so I can kind of see the connection there, making it black, making it look mysterious, making it look supernatural.
Here's my other question, too, and maybe this is the symbolism behind the structures, right? Does the Wraith have to be like the Wraith? To me, is almost like a character that is like almost like an archangel, let's say, right? Like
Okay.
or the crow.
Okay.
Same thing. Like, does that power, like the crow's power, pass on? Like, if Billy gets in the car, then he's the Wraith and he gets to seek revenge on bad people.
Didn't seem like it in this movie. It just
No.
seemed like
Then why
I'm
does
done
the-
with this.
Then why does the car still exist?
Doesn't the car look different though at the end? It's not all black anymore. I thought it was a different paint job.
No, it was still all black.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was just the lights from the burger joint.
Okay, because it looked like it had some crazy other colors going on in it at the bottom.
So that's what I'm saying is like, I don't understand like if this was all like a go, like they got confused.
It was, that's the thing. That's the thing that brings me to probably my biggest issue with this script is he a ghost? Isn't he a ghost? I feel like because he's a ghost and he came back, I don't feel like he should have got the girl. And like, I feel like it would have been a much better film if he had completed his task, revealed himself to Carrie, revealed himself to his brother, and then he rested. He was gone, just like in Crow. I feel like they kind of shortchanged the plot by letting it be like, oh, let's ride off into the sunset together. Like, I get a new lease on life. I don't feel like that's I don't know. I don't like that idea. That makes sense?
No,
Well,
I
yeah.
think I kind
But
of agree with you. I like both.
I think it's just confusing.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, 'cause
I
it's like
thought they were
he's
riding
a-
into the afterlife together or some shit.
But she's not dead.
Yeah, they're not right after that. They're just driving away, I think.
Was he enslaved to being the Wraith until he killed off this gang? Now that's what I'm wondering.
That might be the case. Maybe that's why he has these
That was-
things
that
that,
was
are
his-
falling
yeah.
off him. These
Oh, they're like
braces.
they're like chains. They're like what's his name's chains in,
Yeah.
in fucking
and that
Hellraiser?
no in
With chains.
Forrest
Christmas
Gump.
Carol. What's his name has all the chains holding them. So
yeah.
maybe it's like that. Maybe every time he kills someone, yeah, he loses or he gets released. A portion of him gets released back
Yeah.
into the world.
So
that
then
would
he-
make more sense. I wish they would have sold that a little better in the film.
It really, I hate to say it because people complain about him all the time, but this is a film like in really dire need of like an origin story. Like I feel
reboot,
like
yeah.
they just need to explain
They need
maybe
to redo
him
it.
talking to the devil, and the devil's like, "I'll give you your revenge."
This is
Why
totally
did he- why
Ghost
did he go to
Rider.
hell?
This is totally Ghost Rider.
Well,
We're
no,
totally
that's-
writing Ghost Rider right now.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I mean, that's that's a common theme that you see, like a deal with the devil,
Yeah.
and then he responds the same way.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you another lease on life, but you got to do my bidding and whatever. Or
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't imagine God would do that.
It's a
Like,
weird. It's
kill
a
them.
weird like choice plot.
No, dude, God would do that. Old Testament, bro.
Jesus.
Jesus, straight up gangster.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought. So.
Jesus was a gangster. Go ahead.
There you go.
Go
That's
ahead,
what
run
actually what I was going to say. You took the words
with-
right out of my mouth.
Go ahead, run with it.
the Wraith, I don't know. That's kind of a weird name.
Do we want to rate this
we
thing?
can look this thing up.
Yeah.
A wraith is a ghost.
Yeah. A
Are we
wraith
getting
is,
back to the podcast?
Boom.
no, a wraith is a ghost.
A wraith is a ghost.
There we go.
It is a ghost. So it leads me to believe that he is a ghost.
So why should he be able to
Come back to life.
come back to life and get a new lease on life? I
Right.
don't think he should be able to. I think his mission should be to avenge his death
And then he's dead still.
and like make peace with like the people he didn't get a chance to, and then he just disappears as little spots of light going
but he
off
does.
into the
Not only does he not disappear, all of his shit just hangs around too. Future car,
yeah,
future
he's just
gun.
leaving a bunch of shit around.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
There's so much ghost evidence.
It just doesn't. Yeah. He's just leaving his ghost shit.
Evidence of ghostly
Yeah.
hauntings all over Tucson.
The people on Sci-Fi Channel would shit a brick if this happened. They would shit a brick. Holy crap! We don't have to fake this anymore. I do believe in ghosts, but it's a television show.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they come back as drag racers.
Yeah,
Clearly.
yeah.
Well, what do you think if they were like, gang members of another kind? It would have come back as that type of.
Yeah, I think so.
Something that was would match them.
He came back the way that he needed to bait these guys into
Like what other type of
dying,
Wait,
basically.
what other type of gang? Like what kind of other type?
Like
of
if there was
gang?
if it was like a motorcycle gang,
like a hibachi grill gang.
Sure,
Yeah,
he would have come.
He comes back as a master hibachi chef.
Chef gang.
just serving them
Golf
fish and
gangs.
poisoning them.
Yeah, it's a golf gang. Yeah. He just comes back as Tiger Woods, like when he was good. Not now. This is brilliant. This movie writes itself.
This is a great movie.
It has so many. It has
Good
so many.
ideas.
Yeah.
There's so many different directions you can take with it.
Yeah, just change the gang up.
Okay.
Pirates.
Pirate.
How long
Yeah.
are we into this? Sorry,
we've invested 33 minutes so far of our time.
Was any of that banter at the beginning?
No, there's a minute of an intro.
Okay.
So where is he, Tuna Can?
Dude, we couldn't find a slime ball anywhere.
Yeah, we went cross town, down to Crawford Gully. We stopped for a box of goobers.
You guys are pissing me off. I want that faggot.
Yeah, this freak's into us for about $13,000. We spent all last night banging on them two bodies. I got scabs on my knuckles and everything like that.
It's your damn job, gutter boy.
What's he got with us?
What he's got is an ass full of trouble.
Yeah, it's about time we get into somebody's ass, huh? we gonna beat him like a redheaded.
All right, guys. So let's rate this Mammer Jammer. This again is a fan pick from Ryan McDermott. Thank you, Ryan, for getting this to us. Finally, we picked him. He's been on every fan pick, so he was bound to get chosen. We're gonna rate this Turbo Interceptors.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna start with Chris. Chris, how many Turbo Interceptors are you gonna give this Mammer Jammer right here?
Okay, let me plead my case really quick though.
Plead
So,
Hey.
so this movie, I loved it, but then I also hated it. I think the writing, the script itself was really bad, really bad. I think the acting was pretty much bad, except for the villains. I thought the stunts and everything were great. As we've been talking about it, I do see this more as like a commercial for the car now, and they just kind of fit some story in around it and got a bunch of people that were household names to star in it and threw some music in by some popular, or some popular musicians and made this very like commercial film, or tried to, but it just came off really stale. So like I said, I loved it. I hated it. I'm going to have to give it like a 3.5. I wanted to give it a 4, but it's just like, it's only fun for 1 or 2 watches, I think. And then after that, you just put it on the shelf.
I'll go next. I will say that I will give it a 3. I'm not going to give it a half. I'm going to give it a 3. But I think it needs a rewatch. I think this is one that's so bad it's good. It just takes multiple watches because there's just so many one-liners, so many bad deliveries of stuff, and it's just crazy. There's weird things. This movie's crazy. It's kind of hard to explain this movie and talk about this movie because it's all over the place, but in a great 80s nostalgic kind of way. So therefore, I'm going to give it a 3, barring another watch. Kyle?
Yeah, this is it's really weird, this movie, because I know I enjoyed watching it, but I realized as we're talking about it, it's very difficult to latch on to certain things to talk about. I think overall this is like an 80s popcorn movie. There's not a whole lot to grab onto. There's not a whole lot to analyze and discuss. I enjoyed the film. I can see all of the faults that Chris brought up, but to go against him on the only thing I'm going against him on is in regards to it being like a commercial. I didn't really get that sort of vibe with it. I just feel like they just threw what they thought was cool stuff and what they thought kids in 86 would love to see on screen. I do want to watch it again because I didn't hate watching it. I really enjoyed watching this movie, but I mean, I don't know. I was going to give it a 3.5. I think I'm going to give it a 3. Yeah, I'll do 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's the easiest way to explain the lack of depth.
Yeah.
Like, it does have a lack of depth.
You don't need depth when you're just getting butts in the seats.
But you do like it. Like, you
Yeah,
walk
that's
away
the thing,
from
yeah.
walk away from it like that was kind of fun.
I'm rather annoyed by the fact that I like it and I don't have anything to say about it. It's like, yeah, it's a movie, you know.
Mike?
I'm gonna give it 2. And here's my argument as to why I'm giving it the lowest rating. I feel like this film had potential, and there's it's what you guys are saying. Like, there are parts that I liked about it, but it just doesn't go far enough. Like, it'll be really good on one side of something, and then you'll go to the other side of it, and it'll be so bad. Like, the villains are great, but the heroes look like they're phoning it in. Like, Charlie Sheen doesn't even look present, you know? And, like, there's action, but at the same time, it's just kind of, like, sporadic. It's not really, like, big. You know what I mean?
It's not Bad Boys 2 enough for you?
It's not Bad Boys 2 enough at all.
Oh, the explosions were really good,
The explosions were fucking solid.
Yeah, but it was the same explosion over and over and over again. I know that was shot.
Now when the barn blew up, that looked like that had like a fucking A-bomb in there.
Yeah.
See the
No,
shockwave that came off?
I understand
of
what you're
that?
saying, but like at least 3 of the explosions are them crashing into the car.
Yeah.
It's the same scenario, just from like different. It could be the same scenario from different angles. I don't even know. I don't know. Like it just feels like it like I said, one side great stuff, other side it goes so bad it cancels out the great stuff. So I'm left in the middle with this kind of like I don't even know what to feel. So yeah, 2.
I kind of got a question for everybody here.
Okay.
Because you sparked my interest on something you said with the car explosion and stuff. Like, does anyone feel like the car stuff was kind of the worst stuff in the movie?
Like that's what I'm saying. It's the one thing that you have to look forward to because it's the only action really that's there.
I didn't think it was horrible. I thought it was entertaining, but I did notice quite a bit of like reused footage.
Well, yeah, that car rolls down the mountain, like that is such a far fall.
It is a really far fall. Like I thought that was kind of cool.
It was cool,
but
but
like the actual driving through the winding roads, there was quite a few times where it was just the same shot over and over again.
God.
Huh.
Just
That's
speed.
that's what it is. It's a Chrysler 4-door like station wagon that they have to change lanes to get around.
Yeah.
You see that exact shot at least twice, maybe 3 times.
Gotta say,
It's a big stunt. They want to get their money's worth.
Yeah.
You know what? I did think of one thing while you were talking, Mike, though, in
Yes.
regards to Charlie Sheen's acting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was just going method. Maybe ghosts just don't have emotion or presence.
Could be. That could be the case.
his whole backstory for this character that he wrote, you should read it on his Twitter.
Did he go?
It's really deep.
Yeah.
No, he'd never. No, I made that up. All right, guys. So when we come back, we are gonna play a game. I don't know which one yet. Let's figure it out. We'll figure it out when we come back.
Well, it's time for me to hit the road. My business here is finished. Before I do, I want you to have something. She's yours now.
Who's mine?
It's outside. Turbo Interceptor. The only one in existence. Does very special things. Take care of it, will you?
Who are you, bro?
You said it, Billy.
All right, guys, we're back, and we're going to play Title Time Bomb. If you don't remember what it is, it's basically we have, I have 2. My teammate Kyle has 2.
2 what?
2 titles.
2 titles that we don't know what they are.
We don't know what they are. Kyle's got to guess my 2. He's got to guess, I got to guess his 2, sorry. There's points involved. I don't really remember how that works.
I think it was 5 points each, and then the last one was worth 15. That way, yeah, that was it, because there's 4 total that each team can answer, so if you miss the first 3, you could still come back and win.
Can't say any actors in the film, and you cannot say the title or what it's like. You can't be like, it starts with an S. Something stupid like that, Chris. Your hands up. Question.
Yeah,
should Mike and Cody switch seats so that we're looking at...
No.
I'm looking at...
Yeah.
I feel like
right
I'm
at you.
turned like so awkwardly.
I
but
see
if I'm
you
like
just
this,
fine.
I'm
This is
like,
your biggest complaint in the game.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
This is
it
what
would, we
Game
would,
hasn't even started
Yeah.
yet.
it would
I'm
be
good.
more...
Yeah, your team's going to win.
I know.
Thanks, Dick. Well, I mean, I guess do we flip a coin or
No,
we
no,
just,
Chris, no. Let the opposing team
The grown-ups.
start.
Okay.
You got
Grown-ups.
the 15 seconds.
You got 15 seconds.
Okay.
When you hear the noise,
Chris is going to
How many words do I get to use? As many as I can?
as many as you can.
can.
Yeah,
as
you
fast as
just can't say actors and you can't say titles.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. All right. You guys ready?
I think so.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready.
Yep. Hold on, let me...
Go. Up. Go.
A wrestler who comes from space and hangs out with a family.
It's not Suburban Commando.
It is.
God damn it.
Couldn't remember if he came from space or not.
Well, fuck. Well, there you go. That happened fast, Cody.
Yeah, well, That broke down.
All right. What's that? 1 point?
No, it's 5.
That's
you guys have
that's
5.
5 points right there.
All right, am I reading to you?
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Go.
Okay. Oh man, you sleep on it, and then doors have this, and then you use the other thing to clean up. It's 2 titles.
It's
Sleep on it. Doors have this.
What is it?
Bed knobs and broomsticks.
Boom! You were right on it. I knew you were on the right track.
You were.
It's done. All right.
Tie game at 5 points. Mike's gonna read next to Chris. Chris he's looking a little sweaty, a little nervous right now.
It might be
my
the
butt
temperature
is
of the
clenched.
Yeah, it is a little hot in here.
All right.
You ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
Go.
It's about some people that go into the minds of a very famous actor. They're in there. He become this person.
Being John Malkovich?
Yes, sir.
Fuck.
Damn, you guys are hitting home runs today. 10 points to
Son of a
5.
bitch.
10 points to 5 for the grown-ups. 10 points for the grown-ups.
All right, you want to do timer for this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Go.
You're doing really good.
I know. I don't know how to describe this movie because I don't know if I've ever seen it before. Pushing herself to the
Limit? What's the name of the movie?
brink.
Oh, Brink. Good one. Disney movie. Right?
You know what? I said, I've never even heard of this film. There's no way anyone's going to get it. He's like, no, I know at least one person on the other team will get this.
Yeah. Rollerblading.
I've never
dude.
even seen it.
rollerblading. That's all
I've
you
never
need to
heard
say.
of this before.
That's all you need to say. Rollerblading. I
Is that what it's about? I have no idea.
I didn't know what it was about
Aren't
either.
they all about rollerblading?
Okay.
All right.
My turn, right?
Chris, yes.
Wait.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Chris is up. Ready? Go.
Uh-oh.
You had a stink face.
It's like a universal monster that's growing up and
Young Frankenstein?
no.
Talking
it's
to the
like,
mic.
Sorry, I can't describe it anymore.
Okay. Universal monster. He's growing up. He's becoming Kid Dracula. I don't know.
Kid Dracula.
Kid
The
Dracula.
old
You're
head
on the
kid.
right track.
What was it? What
I
was
was
it?
a teenage werewolf.
Teenage.
Kid Dracula.
Kid Dracula.
The old
That's
classic.
gonna be my rap name.
I didn't know anything.
AKA Kid Dracula.
This kid Dracula.
Sucking blood at the infant school.
All right. We got a chance here, Cody.
All right. I gotta
Hopefully I
read
don't
this.
fuck this up.
I gotta read this to you.
Yes, you do. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
Okay. 2 old guys go on a cruise, and they are an odd couple. And they don't get along. They're supposed to be there as dance instructors.
Grumpier old men.
Yes! It worked! That's exactly what we thought was going to happen.
What was it?
Out to sea. Know the difference. Know the difference.
Oh my god!
All right, Chris.
I gave you the whole plot.
I know.
That was really clever.
Yeah,
the
I think you
odd
gave
couple.
the plot
Yeah.
for the second
When you
grumpy
said
old
that,
man.
I was like, fuck, we didn't think of that.
The odd couple.
They'll never get this. I'm like, ooh, they're never going to get this one. Oh.
Fuck you. All right, this is your guys' last ones for 15 points,
Okay.
which would give you guys 25.
All right.
If you get this,
Can
right.
we even come close to winning?
We currently have 5.
Yeah.
And we have 15.
You have 10 right now.
10? We got
Yeah.
2 right?
Yes.
Yeah, we definitely.
That's
did.
right. We missed
but
one.
if
We
they
missed one.
miss
That's
it,
right.
then we'll have 20.
Yeah. So they gotta get.
But
if
you
they get
have
this
to get
right.
the
They
next
win.
one.
They have to win. They have to get it to win.
Yeah.
If they don't get it, we have to get it to win.
Shouldn't
Otherwise,
we?
they
Then
win.
shouldn't we go next just to
No,
build
no,
the
no, no, no.
suspense?
Doesn't make any sense.
No, they go. What do you mean it doesn't make sense? It's math.
No, I'm talking about him saying.
I'm just saying,
them
just
go
to build the
first
suspense.
to make this more
All right,
exciting.
you ready?
Ready? Yeah.
Go.
It is about an ape, a large ape, but not the most popular one you're thinking of. The other film.
Another large ape. huh?
Yeah.
The other film.
Yeah.
Another large ape. I wish I could have another clue.
But you can't.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Your
Throw
answer
something
is.
out.
Another large.
Your answer is.
Fuck me, dude. I don't know. The only thing I can't get it out of my head, and it's not even a large ape. I'm not even gonna say it because I don't want that to
What's
be
your
my
guess?
I don't
What's your
want it to be.
guess?
I don't
Gotta
want it
pick
to be.
something.
I don't know. I keep thinking Donkey Kong. Or Dunstan checks in.
So the answer is Mighty Joe Young. Yeah.
Fuck that movie, dude.
It's just King Kong, but it's the other King Kong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed. I know this next movie, and I can describe it to you, Cody.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Chris, you're on timer duty again.
Go.
Okay, it's about a oh my god, why did my brain just bring? It's about three teens and they're rich white. They're from the 90s. Buffy is in it.
Cruel Intentions.
You got it. Well, me and Cody are the winners.
Sounds about right.
By what, 5? By what,
Barely.
5?
Doesn't matter how you get there, Mike.
Mighty Joe Young.
All right, guys, that's our show for this week. Make sure you follow us on social media, on Twitter at cultfilm_review, also on Instagram at cultfilm_review. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow Mike
at Mike Salucio on Twitter. And, man, I'm just writing everywhere now, so...
No, you have an article coming up, do you not?
I do have an article.
Where's it going to be
up.
published?
It'll be at least at Modern Times magazine.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's it about?
It's about the 70s era of Marvel, the CBS era. The Amazing Spider-Man, Incredible Hulk.
The good Marvel.
Yeah.
The good Marvel, okay.
Okay.
The Captain America we should have done.
You can follow Chris
You can follow me at cultfilm_Chris on Instagram, or you can go to Midnight Releasing and check out some of our upcoming releases.
What's the movie for the week?
She Who Must Burn is coming out. It's written and directed by a legendary filmmaker in Canada named Larry Kent, and he does controversial films. So it's a dark one, but I think it's like definitely gonna have an audience.
You can follow Kyle.
You can follow me on cultfilm_Kyle on Instagram as well as Twitter.
And you can follow me on Instagram at cultfilm_Cody. And that's our show, guys. So remember, if you're going to join a cult, just make sure they watch good movies. We'll see you next week.